Hello. Hey guys, I just had an issue with this YouTube thing. I had to open a new live. Can you hear me well? Hi, Symmetry. Hi, Michaela. Queen Some Being. Thank you. I came back from the gym. I was a mess before, so I made an effort for you guys. Hello, Grace. Hello, Martina. Nice to see you all. Thanks for joining. And you know what? I tried to use the old link for YouTube because I had one scheduled, but YouTube is an interesting thing sometimes. Apparently, it's much more difficult to start a scheduled live, so I had to create a new one. How is everyone doing? What are the energies? Tell me what is up, because I'm observing you guys. I mean, when I do readings for you all. And today was a bit of an interesting day. Hello, Carlita. Hey, Helen. What is up, everyone? Oh, there are so many of you. We have 17 people so far. Hello, Rhythm Oliver. So, how have you been feeling, guys, lately? Oh, Helen is in St. Lucia. Very nice. Hello, Peace Ice. Symmetry is making a soup, trying not to fall asleep. Has it been an intense day? Where are you connecting from? I know a couple of you where you're connecting from, but where is the rest connecting from? Pluto return has been interesting. Yeah, it has been interesting. Serbia, Portugal, yes. I miss Portugal so much. Colombia, oh my God, always wanted to go. Maybe one day. Algeria, Lebanon, Serbia, nice. Florida, Croatia, Canada. We have quite a lot of people. Usually I have most of the people are from USA, but today we have a good mix. Listen, I haven't done live for a long time, so I thought I just miss chatting to you guys. And I'm gonna look at one of the things that someone said in the community post. Raw Dreamer said, "Do you recommend listening to Subliminal? If yes, which Subliminal channel do you recommend? Anyone else listening to those?" Time has stopped, but the clock keeps moving. Has it been slow lately? Helen, yeah, she says, "I've been having headaches, upset stomach, and very tired. Is that something to do with the energy?" Honestly, that's what I've been observing about people around me. So today, me and my friend, we met to go to a gym. And she goes, "I don't know why I have this weird pain in my lower belly." And it was out of nowhere. And I was like, interesting, because I've been having an intense time of a month too. But I think it's to do with the gym. But it was interesting that she had that too. And then one of my grandparents is having health issues. So it seems like people are getting affected. But you know what I'm getting with this? I'm getting weak links. So your body might be telling you what needs a bit more attention. And it's also connected to your emotions. So do a bit more digging yourself and see what it's trying to tell you. Are you aesthetically pleasing? I always love your nickname. I said that to you before, I think. Used to listen to subliminal messages. I mean, there's a lot that I could talk about those. I personally do not, but see, I'm that person who'd rather just sit with myself a bit and figure out what I need. But sometimes I just play random stuff depending on my mood just before I go to sleep. So if I need a bit of a kick of an energy the next morning, I'd play something that either talks about it or a video that has a vibe of the energy that I need. So, that time in between you conscious but you're drifting off to sleep, that's when your subconscious can hear the most, and you can use that as um, suggestions or implants, right? Suggestions. And subliminals, that's what they do. But one more thing, you have to be open and acceptant of that, first of all. So if you have some sort of a block or you don't accept what is being told or shown to you, you're not going to absorb it as much. Okay, so I'll give you a simple example. Say, I don't know why, very stupid example, but it will make sense. Say if you started looking after yourself very much and you go for walks and you eat maybe more greens and drink more water than before. And if you're passing a McDonald's sign, it's not going to affect you as much as someone who is into cheat meals as much or is into, heavier food that much. You probably will kind of block it off subconsciously without really knowing. Does that make sense? Subliminals give me headaches. Why? Tell me more, Empress Rising. I want to hear about your experience. Same, they give me headaches. Yeah, so you see, it's not for everyone. I'd say you can find a lot of good content out there, what to listen to. So for example, if someone wants to feel more self-confident the upcoming morning because maybe they have an interview, what I would rather do in that case, I would record a voice message for yourself from yourself, talking very calmly. Maybe if you can play very calming meditation music in the background and just play that recording of what you want to remember or what you want to feel like waking up the next day. And I think it will have more impact since this is you, if you cannot find anyone that you um, relate to, because it's all about the vibe, even the voice. You have to, that's why people relate to some readers more than the others, not only because of messages and what they went through, but also their voice vibration. See what I mean? So if you don't find anyone who speaks to you or whose vibe you like, then maybe you can try that out. Let me see what is up in the chat. Michaela, I'm waiting for that day of the month, so I'm more sensitive. I hope yours is not gonna be bad. Carla, these past weeks have been really tough, but since yesterday has been more clear, I feel. Mhm. Our says, our one for hair growth made me tingle and tickle in every hair follicle while sleeping. Feels horrible. But since you felt it, do you see the impact? Did it help you out? Oh my God, the chat is running so fast. I'm a bit slow with this. Do, 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 do. Yeah, it's true. Depends on the frequency. It's like a muscle. You have to start with lower frequency. Yeah, you can't jump into intense straight away. Symmetry. Subliminals help me with chronic pain. Yes, I like that. Very much. Aesthetically pleasing. I figured that I didn't need to listen to anymore since most of the things were things I already believed or saw on myself, like the beauty ones. Empress rising. It's like it's interrupting the astral work I do in sleep, and it hurts my head to have that inner conflict. Yeah, I see it. So everyone is very different, and therefore not all forms of healing work the same way for people, right? At the end of the day, any healing is self-healing. I have difficult time remembering the meaning behind tarot cards, but I am very connected with tarot and spirituality. Any suggestions on how to remember them more easily? So I had a bit of that at the beginning too. And what helped me is just practice. Literally, I would just ask my friend to think about someone, and I would just be pulling cards. And what I've noticed, obviously, with given feedback, I'd go for factual information. I wouldn't read about future. I would just try to see what personality this person shows to the world, or how they present themselves, maybe how they look like, all that stuff. It is tough when we talk about, determining with tarot how someone looks like, right? You don't usually do that. But I think the more you challenge yourself at the beginning, the easier it gets. But what I wanted to say, what helped me remember tarot is practice. So sometimes I would remember the feedback in the beginning, that I was given when I pulled one specific card, and it would remind me of the event and what that card meant in that reading. Does that make sense? So it's like you're building a personal, intimate connection with your tarot deck. And that is why sometimes you see readers, they might read different decks differently a bit. Some of them look at artwork and read from there. Some of them continue reading using traditional tarot meanings. Some readers will not interpret the same card the same way. I mean, the underlying meaning might be the same, but the overall message might be a bit different from how the other one would read the cards. So I'd say, practice, man. Practice is the best thing. And with everything, spiritual work too, you got to figure out what you like, what works for you, what you don't like, what it's all about exploration, really. Gen P, I do sleep meditations every night. Hey, 𝒉𝒐, every night, manifestation, calming, goddess, etc., whatever I'm drawn to. See, I do these things very rarely when I feel like I need to. Any other questions anyone has? Any new tarot readers here, or someone who's planning to start? If you have questions, shoot them in the comments. Thank you so much, Daniela, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Hey, the alchemist. Satori. Creighton, do you have any advice for someone that is about to start something new creatively? I want to start a channel talking about conspiracy theories and stuff, but this is nothing like what I've been doing. Okay. So first, what I want to say with YouTube and a lot of other things, probably some of you are noticing, I'm just going to have to go there with this, is that these days you got to be careful what you talk about and what you say, purely because a lot of people are being shadow banned. If you don't know, Satori, what is shadow banning? Look it up. It's basically, it's kind of, control of free speech, basically, which I find very not only annoying, but I'm very passionate about this whole topic. And about to actually release a video about that, but I was like, no, chill, Rita, because that would have been very intense. So since you want to talk about conspiracy theories, it could be, now I'm not saying it will be, okay? It could be a bit tricky since we're going towards, when we are already in this phase where everyone's got to watch their back, and it sucks. And I saw a couple of my favorite people, YouTube creators, who had to take some time off because it was driving them crazy. If it's not YouTube itself that is shadow banning people, it is then the audience, super sensitive audience, that causes cancellations, that causes drama where there wasn't supposed to be drama in the first place, So it's a very kind of tricky situation to be in, and it sucks because I love people who are straightforward and who tell you what it is, how it is, and they don't sugarcoat, and they just kind of, they're very level-headed. But I found those people have a lot of trouble lately because of the snowflake society, if you know what I mean. But when, creating a channel, I would say, have fun with it. Have fun with it. As long as you have fun with what you are doing, you're going to have a good time. And you're also going to be very authentic in what you are doing. Let's see what else. Elevated spirituality. I noticed that when you do tarot, you let cards select itself. However, for me, my cards are very jumpy. Yes, sometimes it happens, for me too. Sometimes I just want them to jump and I wait until they do. So it's just very personal. Hey, Star. Symmetry. I have a question about hypnosis. If you are comfortable answering, of course, what happens when you have a client with more difficult spirits or entities attached to them? How do you deal with that? Okay. Oh, there's a lot that I can tell you. What is the more, let's start with what is the more difficult spirit, right? So a stubborn, a trickster spirit, right? Those who like to play mind games with the host, and host is my client, as well as the sometimes try to do that with hypnosis practitioner. And what happens, I basically start off with a conversation, and I just observe the way my client moves, how they speak, how the spirit entity express itself. And I'm very observant because I have to be almost like an investigator. And some of them, they will want to cause arguments. It's like, having a kid having a tantrum. Some of them will curse at me. There's a lot that can happen. But basically, I just have to keep a conversation to my advantage, if that makes sense. So that I would go around and ask the same questions again if I didn't get a straightforward answer. And I'm basically playing a game with them, right? So I'm trying, it's like playing chess. And at the end of the day, even if the attachment is very intense, or is very stubborn, or is very Seven of Swords like, you know what I mean? Then I would allow them, if they want to have a tantrum, to have a tantrum, but I would bring them back and say, hey, we're here to talk. I'm not here to do anything against your will, because we have free will over here. We have free will up there. And I just basically treat an attachment as another client. Okay, so my client comes with an issue, and if we find an attachment during introspective hypnosis session, I treat the attachment as another client. Why? Because it's a lost soul. It hasn't gone anywhere. It hasn't gone up, and I need to figure out what was the problem that has kept them here, right? And then we have to finish what hasn't been finished for them. Why? Are they holding grudges? Are they afraid to go up there because of judgment, because of what they have done whilst incarnated? There is a lot of guilt sometimes, I've done this, I cannot go up there, I'm going to be judged, so I have to explain a lot of things. And then once we're ready, we do the release. Okay, well, I talked quite a bit about it. I missed out on a chat. The Alchemist. I'm a beginner in tarot reading, and I keep getting signs that I need to share the life lessons I had and how I overcame it. But I have no clarity about it and how to begin with. Alchemist, ask yourself what do you want to share? What is the first thing that you would want to share? And a lot of times people don't know where to start when it comes to channels, especially, right? But you'll never know like a finished product until you start making it, because you might change the way you do things over time. You might change topics. It's all about exploration. Okay. Hello, Natalie, from Istanbul. I'm going to Istanbul the next month. So maybe I'm gonna see ya, or maybe you're gonna see me drinking beer somewhere, eating. What food am I gonna be eating? Probably seafood. That's probably what's gonna happen. Peace Ice. I'm starting to take course for Vedic astrology. It's literally so accurate and so powerful, and you can know all about your life in just reading your natal chart. Yes. It's about learning. I've found that a lot of people want to go back and learn something, or go back to what they've learned already, and add to their knowledge. Helen, what decks are good to learn with? Mm, I would say the good old Rider-Waite. I think we need to start with the basics, because if you're gonna pick up a deck that is very maybe different art-wise to the traditional, you may be a bit lost, you may have issues, but I mean, I think the deck will ask your attention. It's a bit like going to get a puppy, right? The one that comes to you, it's yours. But I always encourage people to learn the Rider-Waite before they do everything else. Also, some people are really good at reading intuitively, and you need to know if you are the person who relies a lot on knowledge, or you are the person who can just close your eyes and read people, right? But again, practice, get feedback. Sooner or later, I find everyone still comes back to the traditional tarot knowledge, because it feels like they want to have that, foundation. And yeah, so traditional would be the best, I think. Yeah, exactly. As above, so below. Do what works for you guys. Julie, I see. Hello. Are you working exclusively as a tarot reader, spiritual advisor? If yes, can you support yourself? Any tips for beginners on how to establish, how to find clients' visibility? Oof, yeah, we can talk about this. We can talk about this. Yeah, Natalie, if you can email your number to me, that would be great. Okay, so let's talk about this. I'm working as, it's hard to call yourself, right? One specific name, but I mostly do read tarot, so I'm intuitive reader slash introspective hypnosis practitioner. If yes, can you support yourself? You know what? Like with every business, you are going to have ups and downs. Specifically, when you work for yourself, you're gonna have days when there is literally like nothing happening. And I think it's kind of it's building character because it pushes you to either plan ahead, right? Especially for people who have no idea how what kind of relationship to have with finances, right? They like just spend. I live today, which is all cool. I'm very spontaneous myself, but you become a little bit more mature, I believe, in that area. Um, you can support yourself, but you gotta be on top of your game. So, for example, if I was about to take 2 weeks off of YouTube and I didn't post any content because I was on holiday, just purely talking about YouTube, when I do come back, it's going to take me some time to build back the views, the visibility, because YouTube is a mysterious thing and it doesn't recommend people videos as much anymore since you have taken a break. That's why you see a lot of YouTubers, burn out because they feel like they cannot take breaks, because they have to be visible constantly. Now, for private readings, I feel like the more authentic you are, people will go for readings because of you, not because of how your altar or setup looks like. I mean, it would be great, obviously, to have, nicely looking setup, at least which represents you. But I find that people really care about the vibration and your knowledge through reading tarot and how you speak and what you say. Any tips for beginners? I would say there's always that phase when you do free readings. I think for any beginner to truly, not only for practice, but it builds self confidence if people give feedback. So always ask people to give you feedback based on the current energy that you're reading, so you can have factual information, right? Have I missed out? Am I correct? If I missed out, why? Let me try to remember what cards were on the table, or maybe I intuitively had that feeling, but I didn't say, right? So that is very important. That phase is really important. How to find clients visibility. So how to find clients, and people choose different social handles these days. Some people work mostly with Instagram, some people work mostly with YouTube. I'm the YouTube person because I feel like it's more comfortable. Your readings can be as long as you want them to be. It's A lot of people are on YouTube. A lot of people search for picker cards. If you want to start with, Instagram, for example, readings, make sure your hashtags are in place, and make sure that if you do give people something to choose from, it's visible. It's not, zoomed out. I can see what I'm choosing from, and it's not blurry, all that jazz. The title should be very straightforward. Think about it that way. So I'm going to stick to YouTube in this case. Search for pick a card reading on YouTube and see what thumbnails pop up, and see which thumbnail you're being drawn to and why. And look at the most visible thumbnail and compare it to others and ask yourself why, right? What did this person do in order for me to be drawn to them? If you're not watching your favorites, if you just literally go, I don't care who's out there, I just want the reading, and you scroll. Um, JC's, where are you from originally? I am from Lithuania. Michaela, I bought the haunted house I saw in your readings because it really caught my attention just for myself, but it has been very accurate. Yeah, that deck, it's a mood, I think. The Haunted House Tarot is literally a mood. Carla, sometimes I feel our biggest lesson is understand that success doesn't look the same for everyone. That is very true. Maybe our path is to write a book that sells 100 copies, and that doesn't make the fact less special. Yes, and I wanted to talk about this, Carla, as if you're reading my mind for the past couple of days, especially these days. There's a lot online. You can see people's um, successes so clearly now, right? Where before we didn't see that. We were not online all the time. And it subconsciously made people think that success must be big and very visible. You need to truly answer a question to yourself: what is success to me? And do I want to be big? Because there's a lot that comes with it. If you're very visible, if you're out there, there's a lot to be taken care of. You have to hire assistants. You're going to have a lot of criticism, right? The more visible you are, the more people will have opinions on you. Can you handle it? Not everyone can, right? You have to be tough. And I mean, you're going to learn it from time, but that's something to consider as well. Do you want a peaceful life, but still feel accomplished? A bit like Carla says, right? Selling 100 copies and you're cool? Or what, from time to time selling a couple more? Or do you want to go big? If you want to go big, then what do you got to do? Probably a lot of discipline, right? Understanding what are your weak spots, what needs to be done, connecting to people who know their shit, etc., etc. Hello, Despoina. Probably butchered your name. I'm so sorry. From Greece. Amazing. Most of my friends are Greek, actually. Very cool. Hello, Beaker in short shorts. Lovely to see you. Yeah, I know. It's a nice surprise. I'm never live usually. I mind my own business. But I've been watching, guys, what I've been watching, it randomly popped on my feed. Someone's live tarot readings. I mean, people would book via PayPal. And I think I was doing a tarot deck and I played it in the background. And I really like those speedy readings where people just, book, I don't know, 10 up per question, and you just answer the question very quickly and just you move on with your life. I might try this. Knowing me, I need my time. I need to really look at a situation from 360 angle to understand what is going on. And I think that would be a challenge for me, but I'm always up to challenges. I might do mini readings sometime next time during live. Just putting it out there, planting a seed. Peace ice. Ah, we have a Lithuanian. A Lithuanian person. What is your name? JC. So peace ice. I think it's a curse that I can know the future and the past of people, because most of people want my friendship only for that. I'm feeling so lost. Those so lost those days cause of shallow people. I mean, this is your responsibility to have really clear boundaries, especially in this work. You're going to have people, especially if you do this full time and people know that about you, and you go to a party or a gathering, for example, and there's other people maybe that you haven't met or you're not as close with. And people will probably ask you for readings. I do not do that. I always say, I'm off clock. If you want to book with me, here is my website. Okay, or here are my contacts. And I've been doing it for a long time now. Some people find it rude, but I don't care. Boundaries first. Because otherwise, you're going to literally drain yourself and you are going to start not liking people very much. which I think is happening for you already, isn't it? You're gonna be like, fuck off, everyone, give me peace, man. Yeah, you gotta have good boundaries. I say sometimes I remind people, do you go to a dentist and you ask them to fix your teeth for free, right? I think people don't understand how much work this takes. Um, Constantly having to learn, constantly having to practice, read. And it's not only about that, it's not only about learning, it's also about your lifestyle. Your lifestyle does tend to shift and change a bit because you cannot, I mean, some people can. You might be doing sometimes things that influence your energy or drain you, where, say, you need to do a reading later on. So you might not be able to just be whatever. So it's a lot. It's a lot. Crazy little parties sound great. Love mini reads. Yeah, I might do that. Justina, labas, Justina. Justina, how did you find me? It's so weird for me to still see people in lives or comments sometimes who are from the same country, because I don't know, maybe I haven't researched as much, but I don't find a lot of people do what I do here on YouTube. I think I know one or two, but it's quite rare. Rhythm Oliver, I love your private readings. Thank you so much. Your gifts are truly remarkable. I'm trying. Never ending story. Keep on learning. Symmetry, need a chat manager for live readings. I honestly thank you so much for saying that. I was questioning myself, if I'm gonna do live readings, I wouldn't be able to manage the live chat, read the cards, look at the bookings, and I mean, it's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot. So thank you, Symmetry. I'm going to make you a admin for sure. Those super chats are going fast. I manage the chats for another reader. Oh, that's so nice of you. Who do you manage? You're like a personal assistant. That's so nice of you to offer. Peace, eyes. Yes, I'm starting to hate people. Let's tell the truth. Sad. Yeah, don't do that. Take care of yourself first. Take care of yourself first, because and this work, even if you have good boundaries, this work requires quite a lot out of you. And I think that is why people ask for, free readings a lot of times. Sometimes people, I'm very glad for this chat, because no one's asking, for personal questions a lot of times. People don't even say hi. They come on a chat and they're like, answer this question to me. It's like, it's a bit of desperate energy. But at the same time, I think it's to do with people's respect and values that we as readers have to teach them. Because a lot of things come from, I think, old-fashioned views and beliefs, but we're not living in that time anymore where there is a shaman in a village and villagers take caring of the shaman, bringing food. Shaman lives there for free, right? Because he's a healer or she's a healer. We don't live in those times anymore. We gotta take care of our shit ourselves, right? We have to pay bills, we have to do this, we have to do that. It's not the same. Thank you, Justina. Sun Love Stars, here we get to your background reminds me of Three of Wands in Haunted House Tarot. Actually, that's kind of true. Is that the girl going down with the going down the stairs in the red dress, carrying candles? I think that's the one. Let me see. I may have it next to me somewhere. I don't know if I will, but no, I don't think so. I don't. Love your way of reading. It's like how you are speaking now in alignment with speech, breath, energy. This is healing, Rita. You are clear. That's why I like you. Thank you so much. Geez, I'm going to be going to sleep very peacefully here today. All you being so nice. Bye, Empress. Have a great day. Symmetry, yeah, moderator needs to copy and paste questions from super chats and keep boundaries, no spamming, etc. Yeah, sometimes we have trolls come in a chat, but I always try and tell people, ignore. All they want is attention. So when people ignore them, that's when they're like, oh, it's not interesting. Let me piss off. Or sometimes if I'm in the mood, I like to have a bit of a conversation with them. Sun loves stars. You have your own channel? Someone loves your channel? I need to check this out. I love when people comment and I can see that they have their own channels. I'm like, yes, I want to see what you're doing. Ooh, Sun loves stars. Very nice thumbnails. I love the vibe. Another tarot reader. I see that you have the Urban Tarot deck. It's a very straightforward deck. It's I think it's one of the easiest decks to read from, to be honest. But I wouldn't recommend it for people who just starting because it's a bit like a shortcut, you know? Oneness. Isn't manifesting someone into your reality a form of manipulation, like messing with his or her freedom to choose? You probably know my opinion on this, but again, it depends on specific situation. I always try to remind people don't start marriage with kidnapping. And I am very on the edge about this whole thing. So, when manifesting someone into your life, if you want to do that, which I don't think it's necessary in the first place, if you want to do that, I'd say be as abstract as possible. People, I see a lot of times they're like, oh, I'm trying to manifest this specific person back into my life. Why? Why are we doing this? There is a reason that this person is not in your life anymore, right? A lot of times we see people asking for witches or occult practitioners to bring back the ex. It feels like you're sabotaging not only yourself, but the other person too. Yep, that's how I see it. And that's that. I think this is very tricky. It can disrupt a natural flow, not only in your life, but someone else's. And most of the times, it does end up in chaos. Yes. Thank you, Key of Life. Such beautiful nicknames in this live chat. Look, as above, so below, loving it. Peace Ice, loving it. Sun Love Stars. I mean, and the other one that I liked very much. What was it? What was it? I'm gonna find you. I'm going to find you. Or, for example, elevated spiritually. Another nice one. Aesthetically pleasing. I love that one. I love it. I cannot let it go for the second, I think, live that I'm doing. I think I said that to you before. It's about aesthetics for me, you know? No problem, Peace Eyes. Take care of yourself. Be firm when saying no to people for readings. Be firm. Be calm and collected is the best thing. Calm and collected. It does take practice, but you can do it. Because then it doesn't really affect you. You don't get pissed off. You're just like, I said what I said. Carla, her channel, Sun Loves Stars, is awesome. She's so Venusian, I feel. Yeah, I felt that way when I clicked. Sun Loves Stars, I get my inspiration when it comes to tarot decks from you, Brigitte. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're vibing. Key of Life, will you do something special tomorrow on 22222? Honestly, I do not understand why we're making it such a big deal, and you're probably going to be like, what the fuck, Brigitte? Why? Because, you see a lot of times people talk about portals. So 22 to 22, right? Or portal opens up and, blah, 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 energy shift, stepping into that. We are all very different in order for all of us to be stepping into one direction. You know what I mean? So I was actually texting with Leo. You probably know Leo. I had an interview done with him. He's also introspective hypnosis practitioner. He's called Restorative Hypnosis on Instagram. And we both agreed that it's a bit like generalizing numbers, right? So everyone's got to go that way. So I call it as if you standing at the state, everyone's standing at the same station, and for example, everyone's going north during that date, right? Specifically. But what if I need to go south? What if I don't need to go north? Right? You know what I mean? I didn't see people talk about it that much. So I'm probably going to be one of those people who are questioning this. Thank you very much, Penprint Animations. Hey, Kevin. Yeah, Leo's cool. I love. He's very straightforward. He's also kind of no BS. Why we do questioning things. That's what I want you guys to do too. And I think a lot of you do this already. Question everything that you see online. Question me. Question what yogis talk about. Question everything. Okay. And be aware of people who are who portray themselves as someone who knows better, or that is the only way, because we know that life is not only black and white, right? It's not only that way or highway. Question things. Thank you, Laura. Kevin, it's just a day of synchronicity, but it's given a cute title like Portal, so more energy is put out there about it. Yeah, man. It's like some things are made such a big deal lately, and I do not find the reasoning why we're doing this. But I think it's just a cool thing to do, right? A cool thing to do. Sun Love Stars, what is your next big goal or vacation destination, Brigitte? In the next month. So that's what I wanted actually to post about, but I forgot. I'm going to go from Lithuania to London, and I'm gonna change planes going to Istanbul, Turkey, spend there like maybe 9 days or so, and then go back to the UK, to London, spend some more time with my tribe, maybe a week or so. I don't have a ticket back from the UK, and then I'm coming back. So, what I wanted to say is that I'm going to have limited time for personal readings until the point when I'm going on holiday. So, I'm going to have to let people know that they'll have to wait unless when I'm in UK, I'll feel like I want to do personal reads. Because in Turkey, definitely, I'm not gonna do it because there's gonna be a lot of people that I haven't seen, and they will be joining. I think it's gonna be just dinner, exploration, shopping, all that stuff. Carla, how is your deck going, Brigitte? I have a problem. Not because of the deck itself. I have a problem because I am using my laptop. I have an Apple Pro, the MacBook Pro, right? It's with me for like 6 years. This poor thing has seen everything from my uni years in architecture. It's seen a lot. And the problem with it is that I need a new computer. Because when I load the program that I'm working on, the first half an hour I'm cool with it, but then it starts playing tricks on me and it becomes very difficult for this old guy to process what I'm doing. And it's because I'm also working on high quality tarot cards. I'm making them quality wise as big as prints. So it's my laptop is very overwhelmed. So the next thing that I need to do is to save money for um, Mac. But I want an iMac this time because I think I'm going to be releasing more decks after I have released the first one because I'm really missing creativity. I come from creative field, right? And I'll also probably want to sell prints, cool stuff basically, and I will need a really good device for that. So that is the next also plan, to start saving for a device because I really need it. I do. That deck is might not be everyone's taste though. I'm just telling you in advance because it's a bit dark. And also, I mean, not all cards are dark, but it's literally like my vibe, you know? And I don't really like a lot of intense colors or joyful imagery that much unless it's very applicable, like 10 of cups, right? I cannot make it sad, but even color wise I think it's going to be a little bit toned down whatever I do with it. So it's going to be different. It's going to be different. Maybe I have a I can give you an example of Queen of Pentacles. I'll just want, my intention with it is for people to truly look at the card and see what they feel. So it's not going to be probably a beginner's deck, but I mean, do whatever you want with it. It's your game to play. Let me see if I can find it. Do I have it here? Do I? Now I'm on the mission to find it because I promised. How are we gonna do this? I'm gonna send a picture for myself on the laptop. That's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be probably very funny looking on this camera, but let's try. Queen of Pens. I'm gonna come back to a chat in a minute. It's being a little bit slow because of the quality. Well, hopefully I can show you. Kevin, I hope you are prepared because I question everything, but I do avoid questioning people on the internet because without tone of voice, it's easy to take it wrong. Yeah, that's true. That is tricky. And you also don't know how people react to what you. I mean, it's hard for both sides, I think, and for the person to understand it and for you to express yourself. I guess it doesn't want me to show it. Okay, it wants me to show it. Okay, let me try to do my best and show you the example of Queen of Pentacles. It's not like anything else that you're going to see. I mean, we're gonna have reflection now, but I hope you can see. We have a lot of reflection. I'm sorry about this, but it's something like that. Basically, as if she's part of the forest. There is moss on her face, and there is gold on her mouth. How you interpret it, it's completely up to you. Symmetry, think for yourself, question authority. A Tool song started playing in my head. Tool, yes, oh my God. I'm so thankful that I grew up listening to new metal and rock because lyrics, especially back then, were so deep and so important. And a lot of metal bands would question authority at all times, right? I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go there. I'm gonna stop right here. Kevin, I wrote an article about it last night and got so many positive messages. Kevin, have you started your tarot channel just yet? As above, so below. Yes, I am. I am making my own type. Jeez, it's gonna take me a minute, please. By the time it's out there, people will forget about it because it's a lot. It's a lot of work, man. Am I freezing still? Yeah, yeah, I know Empress Rising. Don't share work until published it so no one can steal it. It's I'm fine with this one because I know that you can hardly see it. So I'm just giving you a little peek. Can you hear me? Helen, hey, give me a shout when you're visiting the UK. I'm making some other craft items apart from the feathers and we'll send you something to where you are. Helen, you are too nice. You need to start selling those. You really do. It's beautiful work. So I don't know if some of you have seen it or not on my altar. There are white feathers, but Helen, how do you call it? It has a name. Help me out. But there are beautiful long brown feathers on my altar, and Helen made it and sent it to Joe, and then Joe, I think, got it to me. Sun Love Stars. Yeah, it will probably have a shamanic vibes to it, but not all cards. So far, my devil card is very straight to the point, devil card for this day and age. It might change because I still have it on question mark because I don't really like the composition of it, but it's more or less sex, drugs, and rock and roll. When we talk about modern addictions, but it's not only that. It's also about to do with money, addiction to passion, but in a way that is not healthy for you, all that jazz. Carla Castillo, gorgeous. Will you not make a booklet with your deck? I don't think I will. As for now, I don't think I will. And purely because I think there are so many information if you want to read tarot by traditional meanings. I don't think for my deck you will need a booklet. I might make a PDF option for it, how I saw, for example, the Queen of Pentacles, or I might include a quote that takes you somewhere, to help you out with it. But there's so much information out there for every tarot card that I don't think we need a booklet, especially for my deck. And I understand, some decks really need booklets because they're different, especially oracle decks, or when people set an intention for the deck to be a little bit different from the regular meanings, then yes. In this case, knowing me, I really like when people read intuitively, get lost in the imagery, then possibly add a tarot meaning to it and see where they go with it. I think it's much more powerful than opening a booklet and saying, okay, that's what it says, right? For tarot decks. For oracle, it's a different thing. Rhythm Oliver, music is not the same today. Yeah, man, it's a shame. I mean, we do have really deep and cool artists. The problem, I think, with it is that they're not as popular. And I think the same goes for any good artist, really, right? I find that they're not as popular. People like, yeah, a lot of people like superficial things these days. We're so used to this fast moving lifestyle that we don't even maybe sometimes have time to dive deeper or to analyze the lyrics that much. A lot of things have changed. Kevin, so you haven't started the channel? Nah, I actually sent a message about it to you today. Just need a phone. Okay. Okay, I hope you find what you need. Not okay, Helen, not sure what it's called. Some are for wafting sage. Yeah. Sun love stars. I love feathers. Can you show me how they look, Helen? I think you should maybe exchange contacts, or maybe Helen could message Sun love stars because she's also a tarot reader. Maybe she'd love your work too. Sun love stars. That's really your style, not to make a guidebook. It's on brand. Because you always challenge us to use our intuition. Yeah, I'm sorry for doing that. I'm sorry. I really want people to be connected, as much connected here as possible, so they don't need tarot readings. I'm actually going against what I'm doing here. And it's funny, because I always said I don't want people to come back to me for a long time after tarot reading, because it means that they have taken time, or they are taking time to truly, connect to themselves, or, analyze messages and just to do self work, really, or figure shit out by themselves, you know. And this reminds me of uni days when I had to write a dissertation in architecture, and my tutor asked me what I'm writing about, and I said, my point in this dissertation is going to be that we don't need interior design or magnificent architecture to feel like home, right? And she goes, what? Do you understand you're going against architecture? I'm like, I kind of am. And then I started the researching about places and buildings that have been squatted by people who, especially in places in the world where poverty exists. And I was so lucky because someone made a video on it, interviewing those people. How does it feel like living here? And they made it their home. So, you know, home is where the heart is, and we have emotional contact to things. So, say, even if you move to a place that looks a bit like a dumpster, you're gonna make it your own, put some love into it, bring those objects that mean something to you. Here you go, you created your home, right? So that was my whole point of it. Um, yeah, and I was really like, at the end, I was a bit like, geez, what are you doing? Brigitte, this was this was a bit of a risk, you know. But I got a really good grade for it, man. And it was really hard to get a B plus. It's almost impossible, you know, in my uni there. And specifically knowing who's going to be reviewing our work, it was like shit. And I found out who's gonna be reviewing my work, and I was like, I'm fucked. But they got the message. I got a good grade. thank fuck. Yeah. So this is the same thing here, you know, doing tarot. And I always say to people, use your intuition, you're in a GPS, you got this, you know. You shouldn't be watching as many tarot videos, but I understand that some people, you know, it's like we have tribe members who come in and out, you know, they pick up what they need from us, and then they leave us, and then they go further. It's a bit like school, right, in a way. So I just keep making those videos, hoping that it's going to be helping someone out. Symmetry girl, I love listening to you. I'm so relaxed now. I'm not tired anymore. Haha. I have to book a reading someday or a hypnosis session. I love your energy. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you are feeling better. Have you ate the soup? Helen, I'm going to make some items with wood and some jewelry. Just need some more practice. You're great, Helen. Hit me up once you have a store. Hit me up. I'd love to see what you have out there. Hello, Lena. This point, that's why I like you, because you want people and your clients be free and centered to their heart. Thank you so much. That is my mission, I think. But I think it's like it's a journey. People who discover pick a cards, I think everyone has gone through that stage where they're become a little bit too much. They become addicted, you know, because oh, this is exciting. This is, you know, I can hear about my future or my present situation and get advice. And I think at one point everyone overdoes it. But hopefully, when the hype is gone, people come back to living their lives. And whenever they feel like they need an extra boost, then they go and watch a reading. Lena, I'm late to the party, but still so happy to see you. Happy to see you too. Sun Love Stars, you missed working in architecture. Not really. And it's not because I don't like architecture. Hey Casey, nice to see you. I do love construction, I love knowing how everything fits together. I love everything about it because there's so much thought to everything that you are designing that nothing can be just overlooked. I like that. There's a lot of thought in it. But I didn't want to continue on this path purely because of how our world works right now. We do have a lot of architects, and more with every year graduate. We don't, at least what I think, we don't need as many architects. So what happens is that people work as architecture assistants for a long time, and they don't have any access for a long time unless you're really, really good or you have connections. They don't have access to major decisions, creative decisions, architectural decisions. These are the big boys, the usually over 50 men making those decisions, right? So you do take care of work that is 2D. So you may have a plan that needs amendments, or you may do 3D stuff, but it's not what I wanted it to be. And I was like, I'm the person who lives now. I do not want to be a person who keeps being effed in the ass for so long until I feel like I am where I want to be. I am that person who's making, those helping to make those decisions, or I have bigger impact on the project itself. So, and then overall, just, sitting in the office, it's just not me. Um, it's very weird to explain it. I hope you're getting the point. One day I was sitting down at my office, and I looked around, looked at my, plan that I was drawing. I was getting an approval for someone to do an extension. And it's just, it is boring, right? It's paperwork. It's getting permissions. It's making sure everything is right, which is cool, but it's very 2D. And I just felt like I was missing a soul in my job, and I could have looked for other opportunities or other jobs, like maybe building models, which I would probably have left by hand. But it is, again, quite tough to get to those studios where people are making models by hand. You should have seen the precision of it. And I was like, there was something more to life. I was always called to somehow help people, but I didn't know what it was. And I always had people calling me up and, asking for advice, mature people like twice my age. And I'm like, there was something there. I love doing this, but I wish I could get paid for this. So here I am sitting here in front of you right now. Casey, how are you doing? Symmetry, hello, Tasha. Hello, you Prada Gucci. Hello, you Prada Gucci. Pump them tanks. Symmetry, yours and Joseph's intuition exercise video was the first one I watched when I looked for tarot readings for the first time. Really? That is a weird video to come across. Followed you both right away. Had a Zoom call with Joseph a few days ago. Hope you had fun. Yeah, that's a weird video to come across. We used to practice seeing without seeing. Yeah, Holly, similar to working in a long-established law firm. I don't know, when I look at this from like 360 perspective, it's just not me. And I know people enjoy that, climbing corporate ladders. But for me, I'm just like, I don't know, there is soul missing. There is a bit of soul missing there for me. How did it go, Sun Love Stars? The exercise that you did. Tasha. So much fun talk for 2.5 hours. Yeah, it's easy to talk to Joey. Listen, we wanted to do a joint live, but we're still trying to figure out how to stream a live video so you see us both. We're gonna figure this out one day. We might come on and do a live, both of us. And Joey offered having a bit like, a bit more fun, maybe open a bottle of wine. So we might do that someday. That would be a very cool. Do I have a live chat? Okay, live chat. Yeah. Cool, cool, cool. Sun Love Stars. Some cards I could pick up very vividly. I was super surprised how one can see without seeing. It's really unexplainable. I've been contemplating about it. Lena. Yeah, I'm gonna try to arrange it. I was actually Googling just before doing this live, how to stream from Zoom. And it says you have to have a pro version of Zoom, which I do have. But what they're showing me in a tutorial how to stream it, I am missing one option on my Zoom. So I'm like, what the fuck? Am I doing something wrong? I do not see that option what they click in. So I need to browse a little bit more. I just noticed that there is this color palette that I have going on that is very Leo-like. That this wasn't intentional, It's just kind of I was rushing because I was running late to the live, and I came back from the gym looking like a mess, and I was like, oh my god, I have live going soon. So literally just threw something on because I was literally in a hoodie before. Yes, Dimitri, I did update the Zoom today. I was like, maybe that's the problem. I don't know. It's weird, and I don't really suck at tech. Sometimes I do have um, tech playing tricks on me, but not because I don't know about it. Because sometimes my energy is not contained, as I like to call it. If I'm very excited about something, my program starts playing tricks on me, or even browser, because I'm very excited and it's not contained excitement. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a mess, man. Lena, maybe the world is not ready yet. I mean, I said to Joey for those conversations, we have to be very careful what we talk about, because when we talk to each other, when one's listening, we're very blunt, and there would be a lot of triggering information if we just shared our chats, which it's good. I like it. But I said to Joe, we need to contain it a bit more, ground it a bit more, explain it a bit more. Instead of saying, fuck this, fuck that, Sun Love Stars. How is our transition to self-employment, fully diving into a spiritual business? It was it was like a full card. It was spontaneous, to be honest. And a lot of times I notice when you want something, you sooner or later you're going to encounter that full card, if you know what I mean. Because as if universe, God, whatever you believe in, is testing you how much you want it. I mean, not only how much you want it, but what are you willing to do to get it, right? And it's interesting. Lena, as soon as you started talking about it, the sound got weird. You see? You see? So transition to self-employment, basically. If you want every detail about it, Sun Love Stars, watch a video on my channel called wait, I'm gonna make sure that it's I know exactly how it's called. Mm, Instead of home, I typed home. See, so I'm not clumsy at all, and I really like that swift change. Okay, it's called Coming Home, My Story 2020 Diary. So it was a very unexpected, swift change. For some time, I was juggling two things at once because I wasn't planning to have this as business. I was just doing tarot because I love doing tarot and I wanted to um, expand as well as train myself and work on my intuition a bit more. But the more I did it, the more I realized that I like it and it would calm me down so much. I wouldn't have anxiety. I would feel great when sitting down after work and doing tarot. That was my like escape, like a happy escape. And I was like, damn, let me start the channel. Let's see where we go with this. Okay, everyone seems to love the raw talk. I mean, I have to filter myself sometimes because I am a little bit much off screen because I know that for some people it might be a lot. It is a lot. I am a lot, but I'm gonna try to bring those conversations back. I need to talk to Joe actually, and see that's where the idea of useless collaboration tarot came from. Um, you might think it's just a lot of jokes being thrown around, but it's not planned. It's just spontaneously we start recording and we talk nonsense, but it's actually in some of those statements there's a lot that is being said that we kind of bashing some things, some use, you know. Um, yeah, I don't know if you got that, but it's not as lighthearted, those useless collaborations, as they might seem at first. Hello, Despoina. Hope you have a great day or evening. Is the sound breaking up? Bye, Helen. I've had too much wine and sun. Wow, you're having a great time there. Thank you so much, Helen. I'll see you when I'll see you. Tasha, as soon as you mentioned tech, the signal got all crazy. See how it goes? Yeah, the frequency. Laura, yeah, I know. Um, and she goes, I don't know, Brigitte, if they can't handle and filter, then maybe they have issues they need to look at. Very true, very, very true. And it's just like, my mouth sometimes is just, I can say things in a more tamed down way, but I don't. So I'm like, I'm very careful because I may say something where I'm in the midst of this fiery moment, but if you would take my words out of context, it might look very fucked up. Thank you, Tasha, for letting me know. Yeah, we'll probably have a ghost here. No, I'm joking. They don't really like me since, especially I started doing introspective hypnosis. the entity removals and shit. But actually, I felt one of those passengers, passenger beings. It wasn't a being, it was a lost soul, I think, or someone who hasn't crossed over a week or two ago, I don't remember. And I've promised myself that I'm going to talk to them and figure out what they need. Do they need help with something? And I forgot and I went to sleep. Useless. Useless. I'm great. I'm great at doing this. Hello. Hello, RS99. Yeah, man. I'm just literally chatting about everything and anything today. I just wanted to see a live chat because it's been a minute. I think I've done one, was it last year? It's a shame. And since some of you said that you would want those quick mini reads in lives, I will try to make it happen. Hello, Isabel. Symmetry. I don't know what I talked about. That you said it's common for gifted people. Sun Love Stars. Do you have a favorite tarot reader, Brigitte? Honestly, mm, I don't know. It's a bit like I do have. I'd say I do have people that I love for their wisdom or their point of view. It's not sugar-coated, it's not distorted, it's straightforward, or it's very deep the way that I read cards. But I don't always watch those people or those videos because I don't always feel like I need to watch tarot readings. So I do have people that I love to listen to. And it's not necessarily only people who read tarot. Um, I do love listening to El Goliath Tarot. You probably know him, right? That shamanic looking deck that I have. No, Laura, I'm not. I'm just chatting in this one for now. I'll probably do it in the next one. So, an El Goliath Tarot, he on his YouTube specifically, I think it was one of his latest videos where he's answering questions. I find a lot of myself in what he says, if not everything. And but what I like about him is that he's very straightforward and he's like, "Fuck this shit," What is this? Why are we doing that? And I resonate highly with him, but he doesn't do pick a cards. I do love Weird is the New Black. Where's the New Black? Yeah, Weird is the New Black, I think. I love her. She's very deep. She's from the UK. We had a chat once with her. We called each other. I don't know, maybe we spoke for 3 hours. Yeah, I think for 3 hours. We talked about crazy shit. I like her, but she's very deep. She's giving me very shamanic vibe. She's very like she has this ancient wisdom about her. I like her a lot. Oh, symmetry. Yeah, defo. Symmetry. You said I heard a girl crying after my call with Joey woke me up, but I'm used to it. It's been happening since childhood. Have you tried to figure out and sit with spirit and see what needs to be done? I don't know how much practice you have in this, but since it's happening, it's trying to show you something. Or there may be an issue that the soul is dealing with and is asking for your attention. You should check out Natalie H. Power Moon Tarot. Let me see. Thank you, Fakiha. Fakiha. Let me see. I wanna check it out. Power Moon Tarot. I'm gonna check her out. Definitely. Yes, Mitri, there was something there, you know. I remember when I was growing up, I don't know if you had it where you are from. It was said, if there is a spirit in your house, don't acknowledge it, don't talk to it. And it was like it was a fear-based view on it, which is I think it's purely because people didn't have enough knowledge of what to do, why, background info, foundation for what spirit is, what soul is, right? All that stuff. And now I'm the one who's like, what's the problem? Why are you here? What is the problem? I don't encounter a lot of spirits in my surroundings, but I find sometimes, rarely, some of them pass by. Is the connection being weird very often because on my end I cannot see if something goes wrong? If it I don't see myself lagging, I don't see myself, and I know probably I wouldn't, but Tasha said it's strange that when I talk about tech, it's it started to lag. Do we have an Italian in the chat? Sun love stars like shadow figures or light figures. Usually, I don't think I ever. Let me think. I don't think I ever saw a spirit as a light, like a glimpse of light. I always see it as either feel or see it. Mostly, you just feel if there is energy with you, right? Like a foreign energy. But sometimes I would see, you know, when you're doing something with a glimpse of your eye, the corner of your eye, you'd see like a shadow or something. But I don't always pay attention to it. I have to have a feeling with it because otherwise we can become paranoid about anything and everything. I have to have a strong feeling about it, or I tune in to see if it's important or not, or if I need to do anything about it. It's okay now, but went down twice. Oh, you know, I do have really good internet now, where I am, but sometimes I think it's my oldie now. It's my laptop. It's poor thing. It needs to retire. I see 3D people, and it's very good. You know what? Like some people become so obsessed with everything that's on the other side that they forget how to live their life. They forget that they're human and they came here to be human, and they came here to learn through emotions, relationships. But they don't want to be here. Like, I don't like this life. I don't like, government. I don't like going to work. It's understandable, but at the same time, you gotta realize that there is a reason why you're here. So whenever you feel imbalanced, go and do human things. Do you have tips for deep grounding? Deep grounding. What is deep grounding? Let me think of it. So I can tell you what helps me, but I don't know if it's going to be the same for you since we're a little bit different. Actually, throughout time, throughout practices, I realized the more you keep it simple, the better. Same goes for protection. When people ask for protection, keep it simple. You don't need shitloads of crystals and 5 different sages, or I don't know, whatever. Keep it simple. You have it here. Protection wise, if we're talking, it has to come from here, right? Sage, often sage is not going to help you if you have no boundaries, right? So that's something to keep in mind. But for deep grounding, um, I'd say one thing that helps me the most, if my head's in chaos and I feel energetically up in the air a bit, I would avoid tech. I do play music in the background, and I go literally find something that I need to tidy, or I clean my house. Whatever that I need to focus on, okay? And I try to feel the surface of a table when I'm cleaning it. I'm just trying to feel my senses, right? Or go for a walk, but at least, I mean, for me, going for a walk, I need to go for a long walk in order to feel grounded, if it's a walk. Um, if the weather is warm and I can lay down on the grass, I do that. 10-15 minutes, I'm back to life. But I place my palms on the grass, not on a blanket, not on anything, place my hands on the grass as I'm laying down. And I literally imagine becoming one with the earth. What else? For some people, visualizations help, imagining yourself, connecting to the earth as well as the cosmos beam going through you. And then I like to imagine that my feet become roots and it kind of spreads throughout um, earth and I become one. So I ground myself that way. But for me, the best grounding is to actually do something here and now. Meeting people, going to meet a friend for a coffee or a tea, have your phone in a bag, don't even take it out, and just focus on the conversation and the meal that you're having. Simple things. The more I learn, the more I realize that simple things is what matters. I remember your story when you're on Joe's stage and forgot to open the window for the spirit to leave. Listen, that there was a saying. There was a meme, and it went something along the lines of people be saging the room with windows closed, so demons running in circles. And it was very funny the way it was drawn. So that's it. Doesn't it's not important, right? For the window to be open, but obviously For me, it's about fresh air. But what happened, it was some time ago, I think 2.5 years ago, maybe three, where Joey went to my room to sage the spirit, right? And I was sitting in the living room. I was like, okay, let him do his thing. And he had some oil with him. Everything just went its up for him there. I remember. I don't remember which video it is, but I don't want to talk about it because I think we talked about it a lot of times, and we keep pissing ourselves every time that we talk about it. Demonic parkour. Joey, I wish you could. Hey, I wish you could take over the live because I really need to pee. Am I here? My name, haha. Listen, you hear your name because someone reminded me of the story when you were trying to stage the room and the demon was running around in circles because the window was closed. Those good old days. So someone said demonic parkour. I really love this expression. And I don't know how much sage actually helps if the entity is somewhat powerful. Joe, so you said that the quality was good before on my live, right? I decided to stream from my laptop this time because I was running late and I couldn't be bothered to set up the phone and have laptop on the side. It was just a lot. So this is actually my oldie laptop, you know? That was an eventful house. My God, there was a lot happening there. I loved it. I want to answer Lena's question, but I really need to go and pee. I hope you can be on your own for a minute. Joey, can you entertain the chat? I'll be back. Oh no, my one of my legs is literally numb. I cannot go just yet. I'm gonna twist my ankle. Yeah, it is my laptop, man. It's weird. And by the way, I was trying to figure out how to for us both to stream live. And apparently, when you go on Zoom, you have to have Zoom Pro. You should have three dots, I think, on the right corner somewhere for more. But the problem is that I don't have those dots. And I think I have Pro. Okay, I'm going to speak. I'll be back in a minute. I am back. Let's see what is up. Oh my god, I thought it knew was your mic. Bye, Casey. So okay, so Lena's comment. Let me see. You chat in the chat, guys, but I just wanna She says, can you give any advice on where to start researching on how to tap into your gifts, powers? I seriously don't know where to start. Would be nice to find some guidelines because I don't want to do harm. I believe we all have it in some way, right? It's just about no article will tell you if you feel this or if you saw that, that's what gift you got, right? This is your mission in a way to discover it yourself. And I'd say practice. If you somehow feel, okay, how do I phrase this? See where you naturally drawn to what you naturally drawn to. Is it spirituality? Maybe it's something else, right? Maybe you're just a very creative person or someone who is able to invent things very easily, right? You see gaps. Or if you are being drawn to spirituality and you don't know what, as people say, gift you have there, it's all about practice, to be honest. But and that's how you're gonna figure out what you really like doing. It's not straightforward. It's not as, oh, I came across, for example, mediumship and that's it. You're gonna find yourself wondering and you're gonna find yourself wanting to know more and picking up different books, not necessarily on mediumship. You know what I mean? So just explore. What is up, Joe? What was your day like? Some love stars team here. We had a bad storm the third time this year. I feel like a caveman. Yeah, I sat down today to do someone's reading and hailstones, and I couldn't do it. And then I felt like I started doing the reading, private reading for a person, and I felt off. It doesn't happen to me very often. Maybe it happened 3 times in total throughout these years that I had to email someone saying, I feel like the vibe is off. Everything felt like I'm not supposed to be doing that reading today. So I had to email people saying, I can't do it today. Usually I'm able to structure everything how I want it to be, but today it just felt like it was out of my ability or control, and I just had to leave it be. Hi, Isabel. Thanks for joining. Crazy little bird. We talked about the 222 thing earlier on. I don't see it as a big deal. But you're gonna have your own opinion on that. Tell me if the connection is jumpy again because I don't know. I've been doing great, but I had a confusing few weeks, as you knew. So glad. I was about to hit you up today for a chat, but as I was running late everywhere, I forgot about it. So if you want to chat, hit me up because I'm gonna have time after this. But it's pretty late for you. No, it's not. It's later for me, but I don't know when you're going to sleep these days. Lena, thank you. I know what gift. I just really don't want to F up. Like, I don't want my kids or anyone else to get hurt in the process if I do something wrong. So, what are you talking about exactly? Since you know this, I could maybe give you advice on that. Or if I don't know much about it, maybe I've gone through a similar situation. Joey, yes. Joe, I'm gonna be wrapping up in the next, I think, 10 minutes because I didn't notice it's been an hour, 50 minutes, and I loved chatting to you guys. Um, it's a very nice and very grounded chat. Usually, the chat goes fast, and I'm just like, but this time I'm very zen, and I'm actually able to talk and to look at the chat and to get back to you all. This is nice. Joey, I'm not tired because I couldn't sleep because my dream was fucked. Haha, kept getting chased by a T-Rex. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm gonna cry a little. Liana, how about I book a reading with you and then we'll talk in private to person? Okay. If you don't want to answer, you don't have to. Unpredictable person. Just come at it from the premise that you can't F it up and simply move forward. Stay authentic and you'll figure it out. Very well said. As long as you have confidence. Again, if she's dealing with something that includes the other realm, mm, we kind of, I think we need a bit of guidance of what to avoid, especially when we start in it, right? But if you're strong enough spiritually, you have an invisible shield that you don't know of. As long as you respect the other realm or whatever entity you're dealing with, I don't think you're going to have an issue. And also, as long as you don't make any vows or promises, if we talk in witchcraft, to entities that are super powerful, regardless how they're labeled, um, you're not going to have issues. You can make a vow or promise, but you got to keep it then. You know what I mean? Henry's obsessed with dinos. I blame him. Symmetry, thank you so much for your help. Hopefully, you're going to be in a chat the next time I'm doing this. Lena, was I hitting on some things that you're interested in? Yeah, I don't know. Hit me up if you need to talk in private. Don't really have rituals that I do. I do them very rarely. Very rarely. But if I do something, I first of all try to figure out whatever I need to achieve or whatever I want to achieve. I try to figure out, first of all, if I don't have any subconscious blockages or old programming that is influencing my goal somehow or where I'm trying to go. I pay attention to that first of all. If I do get bad vibes, I do a bit of cleansing ritual, but it's very trance-like. So I'd play Viking music in the background. It's very tribal. It's deep, and it's not very airy fairy. The music that I'd play for special rituals, and I do love to burn not a sage but dried mint leaves. But it depends what I'm doing. I'm very intuitive with ingredients that I use. See, so it's not something that I could advise you on because it depends what energy you're dealing with or what you're trying to achieve with that. Yeah, nomadic magician vibe, and yeah, me too. I've seen documentation about ayahuasca and being guided by a shaman. It was super interesting. I'd love to connect with real shamanic energy. Have you been in contact with shamans? I always wanted to, but I want if I was going to contact a shaman, it would be very difficult for me because the shamans that I would want to contact, they're not online. Um, I'm very old fashioned in that way where I want a proper shaman that is not maybe as accessible online. Not to say that those are bad shamans, but that's just something that I'm being drawn to. Actually, going to maybe somewhere in Peru and with obviously permission, having a conversation and translator, having a conversation with a local shaman. That's what I want to do. I'm I'm very funny when talking about ayahuasca and those trips, purely because I always ask people and I try to push them to ask themselves, why do we need something outside of us to make, to actually take something in to heal? Because you do have that ability, right? It's a bit like shortcuts. And not all the time those trips do help people. Sometimes people have very bad experiences. I believe, now this is my point of view, yours don't have to be the same. If you're going for ayahuasca trips, some people just go for experience, go live your life if you want to do that. But if you're going for a deep healing, I think doing it whilst not on any substance is the best thing. And why? Because when we are under the influence, regardless if it's herbal, if it's not, right? If we don't have strong boundaries, energetic boundaries, we might meet passengers on the way when we trip in. And some of those passengers may like what they see. And I'm talking about beings, may like what they see. Um, and since our door is open, they might come in. So we might come back. Even though we have shamans there, looking after ceremony. This is a very personal trip. And you never know what can happen. And also, I feel like healing without any influence is one of the most powerful healings you can do without taking anything in. And that was always my view. I was always very cautious of that. Every time people were, even in my surroundings, like, I want to do this, I'm like, why? You can. I mean, go and do it, but why not trying to use what we got and use this energy? And when I met a couple of people who I really like, they resonated with me, and they do very strong healing work themselves. I found that they also look at ayahuasca a bit weirdly. So it depends. It depends. We're not the same, but Vladimira, hello. I healed without any pills or herbs. I healed. See, PTSD, but it was extremely hard. I think when you heal that way, congratulations, by the way, when you heal that way, it, at least that's how it feels to me. It has a long lasting impact where when we do it with pills or herbs or whatever the case, the impact may not be as long lasting, but that's just something that I feel, and you don't have to think the same way. Hey, Christine, I'm about to go. I'm about to go. I've been here for 2 hours, 59, 2 hours and 1 minute. Good work, Vladimira. Honestly, I can just imagine if you had C PTSD. It's a lot of work, man. But I think once you do it, it's so rewarding because you did it. Okay, guys, I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you so much for joining, 36 people. Whoever talked to me here, I just wanted to come on and say hi. Very interesting. Before I go, Vladimir said, also I am a healer myself, and I was afraid that the traditional way would limit me. I did limit me. Good night, beautiful people. I'm going to see you in the next one. Hopefully with tarot cards. Okay, hopefully. Um, Thanks for joining me, and until next time, bye.